almost showtime. You guys better get up here.
Is it? Okay. All right, I'm going to go up and grab Joe. He's watching the fight. We'll be right up. Okay. Bye-bye. Let's go. 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 Time for the show. Come on.
All right, man. I'll be there in a second.
Let's go. How much you win, bro?
Something light, man, like 2,000.
Woo! Whew. Just in time.
Let's do it, man.
Let's do it. Hey, how's it going, guys? My name is Zach Lasco, and this is the Shed Talk Show with Zach and Joe. Like I said, I'm Zach, and with me, as always, is my right-hand man, Joe. How's it going today, Joe?
Good, man. How are you?
Well, you know, I would be doing a lot better if we didn't get such a late start. You know, a lot of things going on. We both have a hectic schedule.
Yeah, definitely.
On top of just still getting used to this whole show thing and trying to get good at that, right, man? So you went on vacation last week. I didn't do a show. You were up in New York, right?
Close to it, yeah. Like probably. I think it's like probably 20 minutes from the border. It's like, I want to say it's like 30 miles or something like that. Maybe 20 miles.
Just roughing it, right?
Roughing it, dude. In the A-frame.
Yeah.
No electricity, no running water, no bathroom. They didn't like Shawty up there, man. They don't like the city slickers up there. They didn't like me on my phone placing bets. They didn't.
I can't believe you even got signal enough to place bets.
AT&T is the only place that gets signal up there, apparently.
Did you hit anything big this weekend or what?
I hit big on some Aussie rules football, which, I mean, people probably laugh at that, but like it's honestly actually like good because I don't think the bookies know enough about it to make the lines, so you can just get like the team I bet on Saturday night or whatever won by like 40 or 50, and they were only minus like close to minus 200 or something.
Okay,
like that.
Smoked them then.
They just don't. I just don't think the bookies know anything about it.
Yeah, that makes sense, man. Talking about bookies and people not knowing anything about big figures. Patty Mahomes actually just signed a monster deal.
Yeah.
We're going to just jump right into it. Monster deal. 10 years, $503 million. I believe 47 of that's guaranteed. 477, sorry. Pardon me. 477 million of that is guaranteed throughout. From everything I've read about this deal, it seems to be pretty solid for both parties. Usually you would think that there was a clause in there where they're saying that the contract may be, that they may null out the contract eventually once Patty gets further down the line and isn't playing like he does now. But for all intents and purposes, man, he's the chief and he's there to stay.
Yeah, man. And that's got to be the biggest contract ever, probably. Right?
Yeah, in sports history, actually. They broke it down and said the amount of guaranteed money that Patty's going to get throughout all of it. It doesn't, for whatever reason, it doesn't come close to Mike Trout's deal.
Yeah, no.
But so Mike Trout's still technically the highest paid athlete in sports, which is crazy.
Can you imagine being Mike Trout? He doesn't even have a personality either, and he's makes so much money.
Dude, I just heard somebody on 93.7 The Fan saying, yeah, Mike Trout's the highest paid player in baseball history. But you don't even know who Mike Trout is unless you're a hardcore baseball fan.
Yeah.
I was like, really? Is that true?
I feel like it.
You really don't think
like,
people
he's
don't...
like real out of the... He doesn't like the spotlight.
Really? That's crazy, man.
And he's real, like, he doesn't hardly talk to the media.
Like, at all.
Yeah.
Wow. So...
And he's the best player since Mickey Mantle.
I agree with you, dude. 5'2" athlete, just
yeah,
just complete stud. And like, you really don't think
Griffey, like he's probably like.
See, you don't think people outside the MLB know who he is, like unless you follow the MLB closely.
Yeah, no, I feel like people would know Bryce Harper more than
You're probably
Mike Trout.
Right. Yeah, that's true. That is true. We're gonna jump right into the big fight night this weekend.
Dude.
UFC 251 on Fight Island.
It's giving me some normalcy in my life.
Now, I don't know if you want to go over the prelims or you just want to hit the main card. Up to you.
I'll hit everyone.
All right,
I'll do quick ones.
We're gonna go through the prelims quickly because to be honest with you, I didn't go over the prelims too much.
Yeah.
I checked the main card, but
There should be like early prelims and then prelims. Then the main card.
There is actually. So you want to start with the early prelims?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll start there.
There's some good ones in there too.
All right, we'll start with the early prelims. We're gonna go to the UFC site, and then we'll bring up the Rivers Casino, for the money line and stuff like that.
Yep.
All right, so first fight we got. I'll start from the bottom, work my way up. Martin Day versus Davy Grant. You know any of these fellas?
I know
Bantamweight.
Granting.
Yeah, United Kingdom fella. Just a bantamweight bout. Let's take a look. Yeah. Martin Day is minus 177. Davy Grant's plus 141.
Martin Day,
he's actually Japanese. Yeah. Yeah, it's what it said. Yeah. I don't know, but who you go with that one? Okay. All right, then we got Carol Rosa versus Vanessa Mello. I'll give you the money line odds. Mello plus 185, Rosa over minus 240.
I don't think.
No, I don't.
Pass.
Okay. I'll go with Mello.
That might be the fight on this card.
Yeah. I'll go with Mello just because she's the favorite. Just on that one, anyhow. So then we got Rulain Havia? Ruby and Paiva versus Zahalgas Mahalgov.
I don't know the other guy, but Paiva's a fucking...
Yeah.
He's on...
We got him on the board.
Yeah, Paiva...
I'm going Zahalgas. This dude looks like a monster to me, dude. Even though he's 125, he looks like he's a beast, bro. Is he?
Yeah.
All right.
Where's Paiva from? Brazil?
Right? Yeah, from Brazil and Kazakhstan. It's gonna be a good fight, dude.
Yeah.
Next fight we got Marcin Tybura versus Max Grishin.
That'll be it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get Tybura. I like Tybura, man. I just feel like he's a good person.
Minus 112. They're actually, it's that even. Yeah, completely even. Next fight we got is... Actually, we're going into the prelims now. So we'll go down Leonard Santos versus Roman Bogatov.
That's probably one I would say. I think Bogatov.
Yeah, yep.
It seems like guys hardly ever.
Okay. It does say that he's 10-0 though, so I wouldn't say that if it's his debut. Like UFC debut then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
He's fought it somewhere. Right, another.
And they do like that record, it has to be professional to go. Like it has to be a professional fight. Like you just can't fight like say that you've beaten some dude.
Like you can't like take your backyard boxing, put it on.
I'm jumping a little bit ahead of myself here, but so say that Jorge Masvidal fought with Kimbo Did those fights go toward? They don't.
Not on recorded.
Wow.
Results.
That's pretty crazy. Yeah. That's really crazy,
That's
actually.
why some of these kickboxers have 100 fights.
Yeah.
They fight 10 times in 1 day.
Really? That's insane, dude. Imagine that. Imagine that, dude. Next fight we got is Makwan Amirkhani versus Danny Henry. The Hugh Hefner of Finland. Now, you had mentioned this to me earlier. We'll pull it up. We'll let the viewers see what you were talking about. All right. All right, let's see here. Amirkhani, he's the Hugh Hefner of Finland. Yeah.
Where's his picture?
I'm pulling it up. I know it's down here. We were looking. All right, this is the picture where. Okay, so all these right here. There he is hanging out with Connor, but he thinks he's the Hugh Hefner of Finland, hanging out with these babes. I'm taking him. I think he's a good pick, bro.
He just never impressed me. Like,
no?
I've watched a few fights, I think there's value in the underdog.
Yeah, Danny Henry.
Guy, yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we'll see how that fight goes.
Amirkhani's dirty on the ground, though.
Yeah. The welterweight bout in the prelim is Elias dos Santos versus Muslim Salikov.
Salikov. He's solid everywhere.
Yeah.
Samba guy. Probably another guy that has fights.
Yeah.
Professional.
Yeah, we were talking about that I think 2 weeks ago. It says 16-2 on his record now, but you said those Russian guys, like there was a lot of fights that they have over there before even being recognized. Yeah.
And, good takedown defense, solid on his feet, grappling. The guy you want. He might not be overwhelmingly something, but he's solid.
Yeah, that makes sense, bro. Let's take a look at the line. Where's this guy at?
I think it's minus 130.
It is minus 134. Dos Santos plus 108. So, I think you're taking the favorite there. Yeah. Let's see.
Dos Santos is not like that.
Yeah, I think this is one of your guys too. Volkan Ozdemir versus Jerry Prochazka.
I have a funny
feeling. That's terrible. Yeah.
Another guy that you want to have your money. Might not perform against the bet like when you fought John Jones.
Yeah.
Cormier, and they definitely fought one. Might not perform on any title fight, but the guy you want to fight like this. Another guy, pretty solid every. Not gonna throw a lot of punches. He's gonna.
Yeah.
You want to throw you on the cage. His kicks are devastating.
Yeah, it seems like Jerry. He's just all power, dude. Like that's it. Is that how Volkan is too? No, he'll go. Yeah.
Like, probably my favorite like fights more speed.
Yeah.
He pretty much beat Alexander Package on
just the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah. It says that Jerry has won 88% of his fights by knockout, that's a pretty high number, man.
Yeah. He probably only has a few fights.
He's actually 26-3-1.
That was the guy.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll just jump into the main card now.
Or no, I'm thinking of that Martin Day, dude.
Yeah. You're right. The first woman fight of the night is Amanda Ribas versus. So you're right. Sorry. on the prelims. But for the first women's fight of the night on the main card, Amanda Ribas versus Paige VanZant. Now, if you look at the money line on this, Ribas is minus 835. Paige, we were talking about it. Paige VanZant's plus 525. Is there any value there?
Not either.
None.
Bad Ribas parlay, you're taking yourself a bit. Added $30 to parlay.
Yeah.
VanZant, I don't see have to be.
None.
No.
Which I think it's kind of worth it though. If you put the money down,
I mean,
plus 525.
If you're doing it to make money, I don't think.
No.
If you're doing it as like a Saturday night fun thing,
Yeah,
like
for sure.
Throw around, maybe.
Paige goes by the nickname 12 Gauge. Yeah. All right. Well, next women fight.
Like my brother.
Oh,
That's the one thing fans that aren't happy about this track is that Mahomes' brother for the next 10 years.
He can't let this whole thing with Mahomes' brother go. He just can't do it.
He's so flamboyantly ridiculous is the way I will describe him.
You said people were getting pretty annoyed by him on the sidelines though, right?
He's like doing like TikToks on like
whatever.
They're gonna ban it. Like the Chiefs owners are gonna like ban him.
Well, if he becomes a distraction, then it's time to go.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it.
Nah, I don't think you can do that though. If your quarterback's throwing for your quarterback is.
Yeah, but still, you can't have family and friends, can you, on the sideline? Is that allowed?
Dude, their wives and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes
down in a different area.
Yeah, but you see, anyhow. We'll get back to the Mahomes because I want to talk more about that anyhow. But Jessica Andrade versus Rose Namajunas. You and I both looked this up. I'm gonna pull the video up again because the first fight was brutal.
Yeah. For both.
Andrade, she definitely spiked Rose, man. She spiked her on the top of her head. But you can't do that.
Yeah, I don't know. They were justifying it somehow.
Yeah, we'll see what they say.
Rose pieced her up and dominated the fight though before that happened.
Yeah. Let's see here. Alright, here's the highlight of it.
Champion. Andrade, slightly favorite in most places at close, about minus 120. Rose Namajunas, not at all concerned that she is there underway. Jessica Andrade is in yellow,
we'll fast forward a little bit through this, but
and gold befitting a champion. I like all red for Rose.
Moving quick. Oh, nice right hand by Rose. She's just thinking of
It's the movement. It's not just staring.
She's a lot quicker than Jessica. She's already marking her on
Right? Yeah, you see it cut. That left eye is not
I
at
do
all
too.
in good shape for Andrade. Less than a minute in.
They're so good. They make it so exciting too.
Look at that jab.
Yeah.
I think
This jab is popping.
Onto the kicks, you gotta see.
Oh, yeah, you're right, dude.
She's gotta be footwork, in and out, jab. Up against the fence, and a decent place to defend. You can't slam if you stick to the where she goes.
See, I think. Hold on, I'm gonna fast forward this so we can get to the end. But
no matter what, if not that Rose, if you grab a hold of that Kimura.
all right, so this is the end. This is what happens. Oh yeah, dude.
That counters a Kimura clearly, as we saw.
Look at this. Hold it up to the arm. Look. If she would have let go, she would have got rotated all the way through and landed on her back.
He said if she would have let go.
Has called a stop to this contest.
Yeah. So that's why. That's why.
58
Yeah.
seconds of the second round. And knockout. And
Yeah, but that's the only reason then to why she didn't get disqualified because she could have let go there.
I don't know. But I just don't.
Is a spike?
Yeah.
Well, anyhow, so that was a pretty badass fight. And what I was gonna say, what you were saying during that, I think the reason that they're all so good is because most of them are fighters themselves, so they understand what's going on. You know, they know exactly what's happening. That's why I think the best announcers, not to knock what I want to go for, but the best announcers are the ones that have played, man. Well, yeah, dude. Like, I'm not gonna knock Jason Witten, but I'm gonna call him out real quick. Like, Tony Romo is probably one of the best, but on the flip side of that coin, Jason Witten is not. Yeah. He couldn't even do it. That's why he's playing a football game.
Like, there's guys that have like played that are like.
For sure, yeah, there definitely is. I mean, you just have to be. I think.
Al Michael.
Oh, dude, Al Michael's my favorite.
I don't know.
I don't think so. Jim Nance is definitely one that hasn't, and he commentates both golf and football, and is like the voice of both, in my opinion. I love Jim Nance, dude. One of my favorites. But for this fight, I'm taking Rose. I'm taking her. Yeah, big time. After seeing that,
I had Rose first.
After seeing that, I'm thinking, no way, dude. She's got it. Now, this is the one I think you and I are going to disagree on. Peter Yan? Yeah. Okay, versus Jose Aldo. I'm going Aldo, bro. I think that Jose is going to knock him out. You don't think so?
I think you are. Yeah.
Let's take a look. All right, so Aldo's TKO win percentage is 61. Yan's is 43. 50% of Yan has been taken to decision. 36 for Aldo.
Versus Douglas.
The monster fight. Just that bad. All right, well, I'm just saying, I think Jose's taking him. What's the money line on this one? Yeah, it is. Plus 200 for Jose. I think there's money there, right? That's a good value bet. Yeah, I think that's a good bet, man.
I don't think there's much value on it.
No.
I feel like.
So
when you're taking lines like -2,
yeah,
you pretty much.
It's got to be guaranteed. I want you to tell our viewers real quick. I'm gonna just go to the full screen. Tell our viewers the one story you were telling me earlier about the guy that put $100,000 down.
It was when the Warriors played the Clippers in the playoffs. I think the series was 3-1, and it was back at Golden State for like the game clincher, and it was like before the Clippers were as good as they are now. It was like a year or two ago, and Warriors were all healthy with Durant and all that, and they were -1,000.
Yeah, and
the guy put. So what would that be? 100,000 to win 10 grand.
Win 10 grand, yeah.
And he lost.
The
Clippers won straight up.
I just can't wrap my head around. Like, there was one that you also had mentioned. Like, I can picture betting $36,000 to win 20,000. Like, I can come to terms with that.
Yeah.
But to bet $100,000 to win 10,000, that is not an investment to me that seems worth it.
No.
Unless you just have, like, you have all the money, you don't care, you're that confident that the dude's going to win, and you're just thinking, hey, I'm just going to come up 10 grand real quick. And then you don't.
You said before, you're just that, like, rich and you're that big of a fan.
Yeah. And, like, you just like that guy that much. Like, you're just going to put it down. And again, maybe if it's that big if the odds are that crazy, you're thinking, fuck it, I'm just going to come up 10 grand real quick.
That was what the mattress guy did, too, for the Astros.
Yeah.
But, like, after I look back on it, like, the Mattress King or whatever the hell his name was, he was putting, like, $1 million a game on the Astros.
I think you were saying, too, but he probably knew a little bit
about it. I think looking back, now that I look back and think about it, he had to have had some sort of... I mean, because it's not that... Like, when you're that rich and powerful... It's not that hard to have inside information about pro sports.
I would imagine that they let those guys. If you have a certain amount. I'm sure there's no specific amount, but if you have more than, if you have money, a lot of the times, like, owners will just let you walk into the locker room and say what's up to the boys. I would think that they do shit like that.
Yeah.
Like a lot of
or
them.
It's like shit, like where it's like guys like Spike Lee that are have been coming to your. He's like more of a face of the franchise than any player they have.
I thought that was crazy that D Wade said that Spike Lee actually tried to recruit him whenever he came to the Garden for one game. But did
you hear like what they did to Spike? Like,
yeah, dude, he's not allowed at any of the games anymore.
They were like mad he was using this entrance he had been using for like ever.
That was the only thing about it.
Yeah, and him and James Dolan, who's the owner of the Knicks, have some like personal.
That's bullshit, though. He really is like the face of the Knicks, or it was.
He is, dude. Like he's more recognizable than any of their players. Like,
yeah, I think if he doesn't own stake in them, why wouldn't he? Does. Yeah, he should.
Or he pays $200,000 a year for season tickets.
Yeah, so I mean it's no chump change, man. Let's get back to our fights real fast. All right, so I said I was taking Aldo. We got 2 more left to clean up. Alexander Bokonovsky versus Max Holloway. I'm going with Max. I know that you said, and this is the dude that you were talking about that just beat up somebody's legs last time, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, Bokonovsky's had a few. He beat Aldo.
Yeah.
And then he beat Max. But I think there's a lot, like, getting Max Holloway at odds where it's +1.
Yeah.
For a guy who's that established and that dominant. Like,
it's actually +185 now.
Yeah. He's the most dominant, the greatest 145er ever, probably. Yeah. So I think there's a lot of value there, especially now that Max has a second look at this guy.
Yeah.
He's going to have a plan to defend this.
Yeah, that's what you were saying. He just busted his legs up last time, and they don't.
He had so many strikes on his
now,
legs.
I've never asked you this one, but in your experience, like what you were just saying, if say Alexander beat the shit out of Max with leg kicks last time, and that's how he lost. Have you seen, fights that happen like this where they have adjusted? Like, have you seen that?
Oh yeah, I've seen fights where guy like in the middle of the fight, the guy will.
They do right away.
Yeah, or there's fights where you literally like Korean Zombie does all the time. Like he'll just for like a round, he'll just like watch like a certain like he time it.
Yeah.
Like watch the Moicano and all.
Okay.
He like
calculated it in his head.
Yeah, and then like as soon as he did something with his foot, Zombie knew to dock it and come
just
up top. And like as soon as he did something with his foot on the mat, after watching it for like a round, he finally realized,
I would imagine that's sort of, I mean, it's ad-libbing. Like that's partly what makes a great fighter great, is being able to see those things, adjust on the fly, and then attack on their weakness.
Or like Valentina Shevchenko, the one fight, like she was dominating the fight anyway, but kept throwing like a body kick.
Yeah.
The girl would drop her hands to block the body kick over and over again. So finally she faked the body and then brought it up over to the head and knocked it out clean.
Fuck yeah, that's what you got to do, man.
But then I've seen fights like when Henry Cejudo fought Marlon Moraes. Did something to back in the locker room. Something back in the locker room. He came out of the first round and looked like shit. Like, he fought like dominated the first round. And something happened where he like went back where it round and says to his back over to tape or whatever. What's everyone gonna say when I come out? And he comes out and literally went to fight the next
smoke him
and just like, wrestles the shit
so
out
what did they do?
Something like I forget what he said. Talk about it on the road. Something with his ankle and after
it popped back into place or something like that.
It, started to...
Man, what a sick! I bet your adrenaline's running at that point too, like big time, bro.
Because at the beginning of the fight, he like can't even put weight on the back foot or whatever. And all of a sudden,
I wonder what would be there. I guess it would be your ankle.
I would look into it, man. I can't remember.
All right, what should I type in?
I think probably Henry's story on Marlon Moraes. I think he talks about it on.
Sorry if I spelled that wrong, if people actually watch, but Yeah, I spelled everything completely wrong, so. Henry Cejudo's knee. See, but they're saying that Cejudo retired and then, he retired, but he's going to come back because he just wants more money, right? I can't find it right now.
Like, if you find the clip anyway, it's going to be
yeah.
Because it's like his Joe Rogan.
We'll talk about it next week. That's one thing that we'll leave the viewers, but we'll bring it up.
Look into that. Something where, like, or I don't know if his corner did something.
That's, yeah, dude, that actually brings me to something I never really thought about the UFC, but whenever you see football players go into the locker room, you don't see what happens behind there. You don't see them getting shot up with whatever they're getting shot up with to get them. But the UFC, you see all that shit, and they're not getting shot up with painkillers or whatever. That's it. And they're going to cut your eyes. Yeah. But, like, that's crazy. I never even thought about that, but you do. You have NFL players, like, one of my favorite games ever, man. I always talk about it. It's whenever, I forget who the Packers were playing right now. Rodgers busted his knee, dude. And then he comes out at halftime. He's limping, just throwing dimes off one leg. And then out of nowhere, throws a 60-yard touchdown to win the game. One-legged, bro. I loved him after that, dude. And then he was so fucked up, he couldn't even talk in the postgame, dude. Couldn't even talk. But it's just how it goes. Not condoning that, just saying that Aaron Rodgers is pretty good.
I just think it's crazy. UFC, their ace.
That's ridiculous.
Still fight the whole fight.
That's crazy. One person that may or may not have done that, and my pick to win the title fight is Jorge Masvidal. I think, has he ever done that?
What?
For his ACL mid-fight?
I don't know. I'm sure he's had some every fight that in.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, Kamaru Usman. Let's see what do we got right now. And this is what you wanted to talk to Spillane a little bit about that too. So Masvidal on River Sportsbook is plus 200, but we'll go into see what. Let's see. By method, okay. So for Masvidal to knock him out, it's plus 275. So Spillane, if you're watching this,
A lot better odds, but
you should probably.
I think Spillane was
Just the money line in general, yeah. But if you do think he's going to take him out and he's going to knock him out, why not take it? Why not take plus 275? Yeah, that would suck. I think he's going to take it though, man. I really do. I think it's going to be a bloodbath, but like you were saying earlier too, I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
To me, there's no way this knocks out Masvidal.
No.
And like what I was telling you before, like you have guys that are high level, two of the best in the world. They're gonna go in there with a game.
Yeah,
and they're good enough to.
And I think maybe I was, I'm kind of guilty of that myself because, like, looking at what Jorge did his last fight, he set a record for...
You have a short memory. Like, you're doing, like, the worst thing you can do in betting, which is, like, just have a short memory. Like, oh, well, the last time West Ham played Burnley, Burnley won 3-0.
That's true. We'll see. All I was saying is whenever I see that, and I see that he's got that knockout power, I mean... he does have it, but you're right, though. It's a whole different animal with Kamaru Usman. He's the champ right now.
Yeah, and, like, the thing, though, that makes me feel like there's so much value in Masvidal is if you look at Masvidal, his record, I don't know if it's still, like, true. Like, there might be someone now at this point that has, like, surpassed it, but at one point, he still might. He has the most split decision losses in the UFC. So to me, that means in every fight that he's losing, if it's a split decision, he's doing enough so that one judge is at least thinking he's won the fight. Yeah. So that's showing you that he's in every fight that he's in.
For sure, man.
And that's a guy you want to have your money on.
Oh my God, dude. He's what's his record even? He's 36-10. Oh, wow, I can't. There it is.
And like the other
36,
thing,
35-13.
anyone thinking Usman is gonna KO Masvidal, they're doing the ultimate short memory thing and just going off when Usman fought Covington.
Well, let me give you. I will say that I will give whoever is saying that. I will give him a little bit of credit because on his page here, he's 16-1 and 44% of his wins has been by TKO. Usman's.
Look at, I think he has like 2 finishes.
50% of his fights went to decision. 50% of them. No, 6%. Yeah, 6% submissions, 44% knockout, 50% decision. So he's half knockout. It's on UFC. I'm just telling you what I'm reading.
Go on.
It's telling me that Masvidal is 46%. All right, I'll go to Tapology.
Masvidal has triple fights.
46% TKO, 49% of his fights has went to decision.
Yeah.
Masvidal on 6% has been by submission. They're literally identical.
I guarantee all his finish like that to make that percentage that big. All his had to right at
how do I pull this up on her? It does, but it doesn't. Who do you want me to look up? Usman?
They're all decisions.
Current streak: 17 wins. College head coach, pro MMA, 16-1. Last fight, affiliation. I don't see that. Well, here I can tell you right now. I mean, I can tell you pretty much right now. All right, you got one. Is there one? When it says punches,
That's a T.
it is? Okay. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then there's a triangle choke. 5, 6, 7. No, he has 7 knockouts. Like you said, he knocked out Colby. He submitted, him and Woodley went to decision. Dos Anjos went to decision. Maia went to decision. Weber went to decision. Then the last knockout before Colby was Sergio Moraes. 4 years ago. Or 3 years ago. He's got a point, guys. He's got a point.
Usman, you're thinking he's gonna, because of Colby. You're thinking because you saw the Colby fight, and what that was 2 guys that are using their worst martial art just because they want to beat each other up. So they were just throwing bombs in the center of the ring. So then they're both the best wrestlers in the UFC.
But okay, so that was my next question. What's the big deal on Usman then? He's a great wrestler.
His cardio is amazing.
Yeah,
and he's just, dude, look at him.
Yeah,
he's fucking strong. He's
monster.
But I like Colby. To me, if Colby wouldn't have gotten TKO'd, he would have won.
Yeah,
the fight.
Yeah,
if you watch that fight and you come and try to tell me that you think Usman's stand-up is good, you're crazy. He might have a little bit of power,
that's it.
Because he knocked out a guy whose striking and defense is even worse than his, who's the whole fight should have been scrambles and wrestling if they really wanted to show off their true martial art,
Yeah.
But it was just sloppy. They might have been crushing each other with bombs, but it literally looked like me and you fighting at a party drunk.
So what's your pick then?
Oh, Masvidal.
Masvidal.
I think I'm gonna say Masvidal by If I can't say Masvidal by decision, because if it goes to a decision, I think if it goes the whole way to a decision, Kamaru wins.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna outwork him and just control him.
Does he have that much more cardio on him?
No, because Jorge, all this stuff about Masvidal gets overlooked because everyone thinks like he's just this badass like street fighter. Masvidal trained with Covington. They were like great friends before all this stupid stuff. Like before Covington kind of turned into a WWE act.
Well, that is like he's just trying to make himself more famous, right?
But they trained at American Top Team, which is probably the best gym in America.
Yeah, and
they like, they trained wrestling.
So you're
Masvidal, Masvidal's not a scrub on the ground by any means.
I think he takes it.
And his takedown defense is good as fuck.
Yeah.
But Masvidal is able to be knocked out. Like, Darren Till knocked Masvidal down. Like, before Masvidal knocked out Darren Till knocked down Masvidal, like, either, like, once or twice, like, with pretty big shots.
Yeah, but that's, I think...
But then again, Usman's power is nowhere near Masvidal. Usman's power is nowhere near Darren Till's power.
I think Street Jesus got it, baby, and I think it's about time he gets his title shot, right?
Well, title. He'll get it. Yeah. I mean, he's getting the title. He's getting the title shot this fight.
That's what I'm saying, but has he ever had the shot before?
No.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
Dude, I think we talked about it last episode. He was pretty much a journeyman until everything started when he knocked out Darren Till. Yeah. And then and that wasn't even it. Like I think I'm repeating myself from last week, but he knocked out Darren Till, and then backstage he's giving an interview. Leon Edwards walks by, who's also in the welterweight division, who's like the number 3rd or 4th guy, really good fighter. They say some words. Masvidal, they line up eye to eye. The dude puts his hands up. Masvidal 3-pieces him and splits his eye open.
Yeah.
And that's where the 3-piece in it. Masvidal the next day on Hawaii's show said he gave him the 3-piece and the soda or whatever. And like,
that's awesome.
So that's like boosted his stardom. And then Ben Askren and him, Ben Askren was the hot and newcomer who was the former one championship champion for a long time. One is probably the rivals UFC as the best martial arts like organization in the world.
Yeah.
So he dominated there for a while and came into the UFC undefeated, really hyped up, national champion wrestler in the NCAA from Missouri. Masvidal flying knee case, like, and Askren's really good at talking shit too. So he was like saying shit to Jorge about shit that'll really about. Shit that'll really get under your skin, and then Jorge knocks him out in like 5 seconds.
Fastest knockout in UFC history.
And then that blew it up to get the BMF the fight with Diaz, and then he totally destroyed Diaz. And and now we're here.
Now we're here, baby. Speaking about, I think it's gonna be awesome seeing it on the island.
Yeah.
I don't know what I saw, but I saw Pat McAfee said that their UFC is lying to us all about Fight Island.
Why?
I don't know why. It just came up. I just saw it right there. Why is he lying? They better not be fucking lying.
I don't know. Like, is he saying it's like not where we think it is?
I don't know. I mean, maybe the stadium or the ring and everything is just bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because from what it looks like to me, they're gonna fight outside.
Yeah, on a beach.
Yeah, it looks awesome, dude. But shit, I don't know. We covered the UFC. Oh, we didn't go over PGA yet, huh?
Oh, God.
We'll go over the PGA Tour real quick. There's just some little thing going on. It is
Farmers Only Invitational.
the Farmers Only Invitational. Why are they playing this game with me right now, Joe? Alright, here we go. So we got the Workday Charity Open. It is in Dublin, Ohio. Right now, Colin Morikawa is in first place at -7. Adam Hadwin is in second place at -6. Hideki Matsuyama -5. And any other notable names, Justin Thomas -4. Patrick Reed's up there at -4 as well. Ian Poulter. Then my boy Victor Hovland's at -3. Let's see. I wanted to pull up the stats for this too. We're gonna pull up the line. Let's see. PGA Tour. Winner of the Charity Open. Victor's plus 2,000. If you're betting on this, take it. Take it right now. Take it. Victor's due.
Falls apart after Friday.
Victor's due, baby. What do you think about Bryson winning last week?
I wish I was a week earlier.
I see.
My pick.
Maybe our viewers can help us decide this, because what I was saying to you through text earlier was that since you took Bryson and he won before Victor did, then you should technically get that W, I think. Unless you want to, like, you can stick with the same golfer the entire time. But say, like, this tournament just came up, the winner Workday Charity, say that just came up, and you didn't want to do Bryson anymore, and you can change it.
Yeah.
But
until I change it, it's him.
But so technically, you got Bryson won before Victor did, you know?
Yeah, so I win that.
Yes. Of course he's going to say it. Yeah, so I win that. Because Victor's going to win this week, and I'm about to win whoever's watching this plus 2,000.
Victor won't even be in contention after Friday.
He's going to be leading the lead.
Or no, he will be in contention after Friday. He'll probably be leading, and then he'll drop back 36 places
he never
on
does
Saturday.
That. He does, dude. He literally finished minus 13 last week.
Yeah.
He did. He's a beast.
Victor.
What else? Baseball's coming back.
Maybe.
Yeah, they're in spring training-ish right now. Did you see Aaron Judge fucking line drive?
No, it was Giancarlo Stanton.
Yeah. Giancarlo.
Who probably hits the ball even harder.
Just absolutely
killed Tanaka.
Yeah, dude. Just line drive.
I shouldn't even be laughing about that.
That's terrible, yeah. But it was crazy that it happened.
But, like, how does that, like, what were they doing? Like,
BP,
why?
he just didn't have the net up. Like, why not?
Yeah, well, why is one of your starting pitchers throwing BP?
Because I don't know. They maybe thought it was cool. I really don't know. Like,
I thought BP's like soft talk. Like,
yeah, but it's kind of like that iron sharpens iron thing.
Maybe they were literally like just practicing like him throwing 90 miles an hour.
Yeah, because he hasn't seen a real pitch. When's the last time?
Yeah, but still, you gotta have the net up.
Yeah, I don't think you're right. You do have to have, like, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I don't think we talked
Unless
about.
they did, and it just found its way through that little.
It wasn't there. It was nothing, dude. We didn't talk about the MLS either. The MLS came back last night with a
exciting game.
Anticlimactic game.
And how is it anticlimactic?
I guess it's not. That's the wrong word. You're right. It's not anticlimactic, but it was boring. It was boring.
Maybe It might have been boring until the last, like, 7 minutes of the game.
So then I would have mean that it was, in fact, climactic.
It was climactic.
It was climactic.
Yeah.
But the entire game was so boring that I just couldn't watch it. Like, compared to watching Bundesliga and Premier League and La Liga and all these fucking leagues that I know about now.
Yeah.
I'm watching MLS.
Dude, that's like
and it's
how
terrible.
Bryce is now too. He's like naming me players on Udinese and shit. Like,
so I mean, I was texting him players that I never even figured I'd know in a million years from the Premier League.
Bryce is texting me this morning. I'm like, dude, I got this kid hooked on soccer. He's texting me about players on Udinese and bottom teams of the Italian league. I'm like, oh my god.
That's dude. That reminds me, we didn't talk about the Golden Boot scores yet either.
That's a tight race. That'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, let's bring it up. We'll bring up the top Golden Boot. See, I just love that they call it the Golden Boot too, man. I don't know why, but it's like, see, it does say the Golden Shoe though.
That might be it. What they
no, it says shared the Premier League Golden Boot with. The Golden Shoe is the entire
world.
The entire world. The Golden Boot is for just Premier League. Okay. What did you do? EPL top scorer.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna bring this up. Just take a look real quick. We got Jamie Vardy in first with 22 goals. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang with 20. You guys are impressed, but I actually know Aubameyang, so don't give me too much credit on that. Mohamed Salah with 19. Danny Iggs from Southampton with 19. And then Sergio Aguero with 16. Yeah. It's,
that was his next team.
I think I want a Boomiang to take it. I like Mo too, dude. I really like Vardy actually.
I would honestly.
I don't know him as well.
From a small club.
Yeah, I don't know him as well, but I like.
And Danny Ings is like. I'm trying to think who to like compare him to. He was like. He's dealt with like injuries a lot.
Okay.
So he used to play for like Liverpool and like he was
like
really
supposed
to
good.
be yeah. So it's like kind of like a redemption like type of, you know.
I'm trying to think of a good player. That would be maybe a Cam Newton-esque sort of player right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe not.
Yeah, but Ings didn't have the highs that Cam did. Like it's not like Ings ever had high. He was just like he had chances at big clubs, but injuries always held him back.
Oh yeah, they always.
And now he's finally getting his chance to.
Okay.
Like he might be there's going to be some teams going after him. I don't think in the world, but I think within the Premier League, like teams above Southampton.
Yeah.
Like shit, dude. This is a bold statement, but as a Spurs fan, I'd rather have him right now than Harry.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but Harry's cold as fuck, dude. He's not. He can't. Well.
Dude, if Harry doesn't have the ball within the 18-yard box right in front of the net, he's like useless to me.
Who did Tottenham play on Saturday?
His free kicks like aren't.
Monday. Who'd they play?
They beat Everton 1-0 on like a fluke.
So during that game, they said that Harry only had like 2% of the touches.
He didn't even like touch the ball.
But he's been hurt. He's been so hurt, though, right? Like
how they scored was so ridiculous, dude.
Yeah.
They won 1-0. I watched the whole game while working, if you want to call it that. And it was probably the most boring game I've ever seen. How Tottenham scored was like a lucky, they were like had the ball in the box and a lucky, bounce or whatever came to, I think it was Harry Winks' foot, and he kicked it totally off target and it hit the dude from Everton and went into the net.
It was an own goal, too.
Yeah.
We were talking about the AC Milan versus Juventus thing. That was a great game, dude. It was.
That was my biggest hit in a while.
I can't believe you took AC, honestly, dude.
Because I watched the whole first half.
Yeah, you were live betting it.
Yeah, I watched the whole first half, and I was like, it was 0-0 at halftime, and I was thinking to myself, like, this game's really even right now. And if I can take a team that's showing they can compete with Juventus at, like, they're plus 300 at halftime and the score's 0-0. I was like, I think they look like they honestly looked like the better side in the first half.
It went, Juventus led 2-0.
Yeah, Juventus scored right off the bat, 47th minute, and then the 53rd minute, 2-0. I thought I just made the worst bet of my career.
And then AC Milan comes back to win it 4-2. That's crazy, bro.
6 goals. You know what the over-under was at halftime?
What?
1.5.
Wow.
They scored 6.
So you could technically take all those bets, right? Like you could take the over-under, the money line.
Separate. You can't parlay in the same game.
Okay, you can't.
But they do have like connecting bets like before the game. Like you could take a bet where it's like AC Milan and over 3.
And it makes it a little bit higher.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Like you can do that in baseball too, like Diamondbacks and under.
Yeah.
And it's way juiced up.
We got NBA coming back here soon.
Yeah.
Maybe. Again, maybe.
Yeah.
Hopefully the NFL's back.
I don't even care if the NBA comes back, honestly.
I like the NBA. I want to see what happens.
College hoops too. I'd rather like have March Madness.
But they're saying that might not happen this year, dude. Like all the Ivy League schools discontinued their programs till at least 2021.
It's gonna be weird for a while.
I just wonder how it's gonna work out with like we were talking about this before the show. How's it gonna work out with backed up leagues? Like the NHL's season's just about to kick off to finish up, but then they usually start in October. Like that's when the season starts. So they're just gonna be playing a crazy amount of hockey. I guess you're getting paid, man. Like it's time. And again, so back to it. This is just how those things work. We're getting to the end of the show, and I brought up getting paid. So I wanted to talk about Patty a little bit about that contract he made. There was a question of whether or not, like, why do these players make so much money? You know what I mean? and a lot of people on Facebook were like, "Oh, why? Well, for what reason can you justify him making $503 million in the next 10 years?" And the reason that I can justify it is because I don't know the exact number, but I guarantee you the NFL is making at least quadruple 500. Not even the NFL.
They're
the
making
Chiefs,
that in a weekend.
Yeah, the Chiefs themselves are going to make $503 million quadrupled before the time Mahomes is gone.
Dude, they're probably making that in 1 week of the NFL.
Yeah, like that's the least they could do, and that dude's obviously going to bring in that much money.
Yeah,
like,
and I think the other thing too, man, look how, like, I get that there's people that aren't into sports at all and don't see, like, what they need.
Yeah.
Look how look how much of, like, I think even the pandemic has shown how important sports are to, like, functioning life.
And it's you know, it's our distraction. That's what we talk about. It's one, it's a distraction. Two, the ratings for TV, nothing will ever touch it. Three, just the amount of, like, bonding and life lessons you learn through sports. And four, these guys, like, I understand that you don't want to pay some guy off the street to play with deflated balls. Like, I get that. But you're talking about the 1% of athletes that have busted their ass their entire lives to this trade and probably don't do anything, like, for the majority of them, don't do anything other than just work on their trade.
If they don't make it, they're screwed. Like,
yeah, if they don't make it, they put all their eggs in one basket. That's it, man. And then once their career's over, most of them, that's it. Yeah. There's no more money coming in. There's no more anything.
Or some of them get that much money and literally blow it.
Yeah, and blow it all right away. And, you know, and somebody will say, oh, yeah, well, you know what? Be better with your money. But when you have that much money and you have that many expenses coming in and out, you have no idea, dude.
More money, more problems.
Man,
the other thing I want to say is people always use the old, oh, they're getting paid $500 to play a children's game with a rubber ball. I don't think football's a children's game. I mean, there's pretty rough shit going on.
There's 300-pound shredded dudes running at you at 4'4" about the. I mean, but again, man, it doesn't need to be justified. They're professional athletes. Like, I don't like.
And the thing people don't realize, they're not all making that. It's like the elite few. That's why the negotiation between whatever, like the 17-game season, and that's why it was so divided, because that top, it's like the real business world. Like, there's a big difference between the billionaires and the millionaires.
For sure, man. For sure.
And there's that one, like, there's that thin line of players like Aaron Rodgers, Mahomes, JJ Watt.
The top 1% of the top 1%.
Yeah, but then you got guys like Joe Schmo.
Who's your boy from last year? The Steelers, the wide receiver. Johnny Holden. There you go. Perfect example.
He's making maybe
the league minimum even. $250,000. That's league minimum.
Yeah. That's which is still an amazing salary.
Yeah, it is.
But like there's a big difference between $250K and $500 million.
And again, I mean,
they're all not making that much money.
No, and the one argument that I saw was like, well, yeah, you know, this started from athletes trying to fight for their lives till today.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's because those guys were tired of fighting for their lives. Yeah. And they finally decided, realize what these people that were deciding if they should live or die, how much fucking money they're making, and what they should do and what they should actually get instead of just a loaf of bread or money. I think that they finally just know what they want. My problem's with the owners, man, completely. I think that those guys make so much. We don't see the deals that they make. We don't see the numbers that they're throwing around, because if we did, it would probably be a lot more sickening than what we're seeing with one player that actually probably deserves that amount of money.
Dude, and like going back to the UFC too, they're all getting screwed. Yeah. Every single, no matter how much you're making in the UFC, you're getting screwed. All of these problems would be avoided with like these guys having issues with their contract, is if they would all just agree and form a union.
Yeah, and that's what they should do.
To go against, to negotiate with like Dana White and those guys.
And that is what the NFLPA is, the MLBP, all that stuff. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You know, they're a union that's fighting for the rights for their players to make sure they're not getting taken advantage of by these big owners, the powers that be. Last thing, man, we're way over now. We actually went pretty good. But I wanted to bring up Joey Chestnut and his 75 hot dogs.
The greatest athlete in his profession.
Wow, what was the rival?
Kobayashi.
Yeah, I believe there's a 30 for 34 if you guys want to check it out.
Dude, I'm telling you, you got to archive that True Life that Kobayashi's on. If
I'll
anyone remembers when MTV was still good, they had the show True Life. And
I remember
they had one about professional eaters, and he was on it. It was sick.
Yeah, well.
And it looked some bomb food, man. I love Asian cuisine.
I can't imagine eating 75 hot dogs, dude.
Yeah. But they do different competitions. There's like the mainstream competition is the hot dog one. But these guys are doing other shit, man. There's like wing eating contests and
I wonder how much money Nathan's is putting out for their hot dog, because it's the Nathan's hot dog eating contest, right?
To me, bro, that's my favorite hot dog.
Me too.
Is Nathan's.
Yeah, they're fire, dude. Yeah. Fire. Anyhow, we're getting down to it. This has been the Zach and Joe show. I'm Zach. This is Joe. Anything you want to say to these fine peeps?
No, just everyone have a good weekend, I guess, and enjoy the plethora of sports.
Yeah, but we're finally
starting to get back to a little bit of normal. I mean, no really like a super Americanized sports going, but
yeah, we're getting there.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say,
other than UFC, I guess.
No, I wanted to say real quick, Riss isn't with us today. She's not feeling real well, so she'll be back next week, and we miss her as always. Love you, babe. If you're watching, hope you feel better. And again, until next time, guys, we really, really, really appreciate you watching the Shed Talk show. Have a great day unless you've made other plans. Thank you.